Are you preparing for the FTCE Physical Education K-12 063 exam and feeling unsure about the knowledge of lifetime health, wellness, and physical fitness competency? You're in the right place. I'm Selena, a certified teacher with over 20 years of classroom experience and a test prep expert with Study.com. In this video, we'll break down key concepts like personal fitness, healthy lifestyle habits, and how to promote lifelong wellness in your PE classroom. Let's dive in and get you ready to pass this exam with confidence. What is the purpose of a cool down after exercise? A cool down allows your body to gradually return to a normal heart rate after exercise. B, a cool down allows your body to stay injury-free by training different muscles than the ones used during your workout. C, a cool down allows your body to control inflammation that was caused during activity. Or D, a cool down allows your muscles to loosen before being placed under stress or resistance during exercise. B, a cool down allows your body to stay injury-free by training different muscles than the ones used during your workout is incorrect. This describes cross-training, not a cool down. C, a cool down allows your body to control inflammation that was caused during activity is incorrect. While gentle movement may help circulation, managing inflammation is not the primary purpose of a cool down. D, a cool down allows your muscles to loosen before being placed under stress or resistance during exercise is incorrect. This describes a warm-up, not a cool down. The correct answer is A. A cool down allows your body to gradually return to a normal heart rate after exercise. To stay injury-free, athletes like to stay flexible, do a warm-up before exercise, perform a cool down after exercise, and practice the RICE method if they get hurt. A cool down after a workout allows your body to gradually return to a normal heart rate after exercising. A physical education teacher plans to alternate days on which to run, lift weights, and swim. Based on this information, which of the following types of training is the teacher using? A, interval training. B, plyometric training. C, cross training. Or D, continuous training. Interval training is incorrect. This involves alternating between high and low intensity within the same workout. B, plyometric training is incorrect. Plyometrics are explosive, jumping type movements, just like the box jumps. D, continuous training is incorrect. This refers to steady, non-stop exercise like jogging for 30 minutes. The correct answer is C, cross-training. Alternating days on which to do various activities is known as cross-training. Cross-training is used to prevent fitness-related injuries. These variations in your workout plan allow muscle groups to rest and recover, which prevents overuse and injuries. Which nervous system sends sensory information from the body to the brain? A, the efferent nervous system. B, the autonomic nervous system. C, the afferent nervous system. Or D, somatic nervous system. A, the efferent nervous system is incorrect. It does the opposite. Exits the brain and sends movement signals from the brain to the muscles. The autonomic nervous system is incorrect. This controls involuntary actions like breathing and heart rate. D, somatic nervous system is incorrect. Part of the efferent system controls voluntary movements. The correct answer is C, the afferent nervous system. The afferent nervous system is one that sends sensory information from body parts to the brain, which performs the opposite function. This should not be confused with the efferent nervous system, which performs the opposite function. The efferent version sends messages about movement from the brain to different parts of the body. The efferent, not afferent, nervous system is further divided into the somatic and autonomic nervous system. At a quarterly meeting, faculty and staff discuss a problem with lack of parental support for physical activity. What is a positive course of action? A, call a town hall meeting to discuss the community's failings. B, send a letter home to parents citing the importance of weekly physical activity. C, put up posters and flyers everywhere with obesity statistics. Or D, launch a community project to engage parents, students, and community members in a fun program that supports community health? A, call a town hall meeting to discuss the community's failings is incorrect. Too negative and focuses on blame, not solutions. B, send a letter home is incorrect. Informative but not engaging. It doesn't involve families directly. C, put up posters with obesity statistics is incorrect. It can feel shaming or fear-based, not motivating or encouraging. The correct answer is D. Launch a community project to engage parents, students, and community members in a fun program that supports community health. Promoting physical activity in the entire community is a great way to get everyone involved. The best approach is a positive initiative. Thanks for joining me. For more practice, check out our FTCE Physical Education K-12 063 playlist. And for even more detailed practice, strategies, and customizable study materials, head over to study.com and check out our FTCE Physical Education K-12 test prep course. Those who use study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of authentic practice questions, and short, targeted video lessons specifically developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you'll know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to get all the latest FTCE test updates. And please leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy studying.